Alright, let's do this thing. So you know what? I'm going to rotate the camera a little bit. There you are. Figure video. There we go. Put myself a little bit more center. Sound. Right. We are live. Welcome one and all. Hope everyone's doing well on this lovely Friday, the early weekend. How has everyone's week currently been? Yeah, everything's all good. Everything's all looking healthy. So welcome everyone. If you are currently in the chat, give me a heads up just so I can get a rough head count as to who we've currently got here. But the main priority of today is going to be blasting through typical stuff. We're going to be mixing it up. We're probably going to be playing a little bit of Sharen today. We're going to be talking about what to expect from her rework, which is going to be coming, well, should be Thursday, right? And we're going to talk about what we hope to get out of that. I've got a few potential ideas in mind. Really hoping we'll actually get to see some really cool stuff come from Sharen, because she definitely does have a bit of more of a unique kind of kit. And I think she could honestly do a little bit well. It's she needs to be one of those high impact kind of characters that it's pretty well. Kind of like burst DPS kind of deal. But it's no secret that 15,000, Jesus. It's no secret that her mobbing side of things is a little bit lacking at the moment. Area suppression is just not cutting it at the moment. So hopefully we'll get some kind of boost on that side of things. And hopefully on Ambushed as well, because Ambushed is my favourite build. I'm really hoping that her red mod on that side of things is going to get something quite nice. Let's go. Put that there. See if we can get some people over. First of all, Sharon's broken at the moment. Well, I assume you mean in the worst way possible, not necessarily the best way. Honestly, I miss the days of using King's Guard Lance with Sharen. Using that to constantly proc your camouflage in terms of resetting its cooler, its duration, and everything like that, and you just go around spamming and you're having a great time. But yeah, it's a bit rough at the moment. I've also started my my script on. Oh, hello. Also started my script on trying to fix SMO. That's going well. I've got a couple of really funky ideas to be able to mess about with that guy. I think the one that's probably throwing me the biggest kind of spanner in the works is going to be explosive propaganda, I think. Just purely for the fact that it's really difficult to suggest why the guy should get a taunt. So I'm half tempted just to kind of like leave that one off altogether. When we was running yesterday, I was over 2 bill plus. Ah, okay. Which level are you running in that one? And I suppose the next question is, who else? What other like descendants were you running that with? Because damage is all well and good. Absolutely, Sharen can put out some nasty damage numbers. But I suppose time-wise, you are going to be running it a little bit on the slow side. Speaking of the devil, that's not a terrible ancestor mod. That's actually quite nice. Power boost ratios right there. I've got better, but I mean, it's not bad for other people. That was with you on Glay. Oh, okay, fair enough. What were you running? You were running area suppression, weren't you? Interesting. Oh, hold on. ETA's over here. What we got? I need to sell some blueprints. Don't need that many. Oh, 125 Haley blueprints. Sounds like a plan. Grab you, grab you, grab you. Absolutely take all the paints. I'll grab all those. Grab you. Yeah, and Storm Trigger. Well, I'm happy to give that one a test. Because last I tried, she was struggling inside of Axion. Let alone going for anywhere else. Yeah, happy with that. Put that last one on. What was I trying? Infected weapon. Infected weapon should do a little bit more. So 432. Yeah, this is a better roll. Yeah, got the best one on. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's try my dailies over. Get back into the swing of things. We'll try Sharen out. We'll give her a go. We'll give her an honest trial. But I do think that she's absolutely fallen behind the rest of the pack, though. Let's be honest. I mean, area suppression is a solid mod. Absolutely is a really good use of a skill 4, but it just feels a little bit clunky to use unless you're in like shotgun range, and at that point, oof. Don't play Sharen, tell the Starion to be nice. I mean, he hasn't. I mean, he hasn't been nasty yet, so I think we're all good. How's it going, Darth? Anyway, how's the week been treating you? Ambushed absolutely needs love, and it's weird because Ambushed is one of those mods that, when it first came out, was probably better than Area Suppression. Area Suppression was really good for like taking out bosses and everything, but I'd probably argue that Ambushed was the go-to mod. The fact that you could stay invisible was just too damn good. Not champion here, bro. Oh, I'm gonna need you two to calm down. You gotta play nice with each other. Okay. Need some music. Yeah, that is something I did try sorting out at one point. I was trying to sort some royalty-free music with someone at work, funnily enough, actually, because they make their own. And you know what? It just never really kind of got anywhere. But funnily enough, I need to get back in touch with them about that and actually get it sorted. Biting on, unless it's on Mem. Mem's going to be so upset if he ever sees that message. Yeah, to be fair, there's a little bit of quality of life I need to sort out with the stream. I need to sort out some emotes with the guy at work. I need to sort out some music with a different guy from work. And I also need to sort out the bot to be able to put some messages every now and then. Because things like Discord, things like the YouTube channel over on the Twitch side and vice versa and everything like that. I need to sort out a bunch of things, to be fair. I've just, when it comes to kind of time and everything, or what's free, it's either dedicated to sorting out a video or it's sorting out stream or everything that's in between. So, but I do need to actually set some time aside and try and get that sorted. Myself some knockoff Belvita biscuits just to tide me over for the time being. They're dry as hell though. I'll just do this. There we go. There we go. Yeah, but I was going to help you with some Discord stuff sometime. I mean, I'm all for any kind of experience or any kind of knowledge you've got. Absolutely, by all means. Can't say I'm the most knowledgeable when it comes to it. Skip on. Woo. Missed. Yeah, absolutely. I would happily take any and all kind of advice that you've got, because it's all about making the best place for everyone. And if there's something that's worthwhile and something that's valuable to put in Discord to help people out and all that kind of thing, I'm all for it. Boop. And start some Fitbit in a few minutes a day and a few runs, got 2 of us sitting up. Do you know what? Why not? Let's use Sharen a bit. Let's see what's going. One sec. I've been DM'd a request. Let me Alright, there you are. It's crazy. As if he's actually used a sword build. Oh, fair play. Oof. That timing. That's kind of cool. Oh god, is actually Sword Ajax the new way forward? Interesting. Bear with me, folks. There we go. Sorry about that. It's someone decided to take today right now of all times just to be able to message me and ask for that kind of thing. That's fine. What gold am I up to now? 110 mil. That might actually be the highest I've ever had. Go on, Impossible. Drop me an invite then. Let's run a few. Let's give it a go. Back in the room. See if I can make a coffee? Not a problem. That gives me a chance to eat my dry ass biscuits. It's so dry. Johnny's made it. Hey Johnny, how's it going? How's your week been? You finally caught us at the start of a stream instead of the end of one, so I appreciate you stopping by. Oh god. I've opened the packet, I've got to eat these dry biscuits. And I've only got so much water. Oh god. I've done it to myself. You doing great? How's my week been? Yeah, it's not been too bad, to be fair, actually, come to think of it. It's had its challenges at work and all that, but what's notable about it? I had 4 days at home instead of being in the office for 2 of them, so that saved me some sleep, some mileage, and all that kind of thing, so I was happy with that. Trying to learn some new stuff. That's a little bit on the stressful side, but it is what it is, but, you know, you just get through that, you just kind of cope. And then been on training course today. It's not been too bad. I suppose, you know, when it comes to channel and all that kind of thing, it's the fact that it took 5 straight hours of editing when it came to that Freyna video for a 20-minute video. So, yeah, it's it's been up and down because of that, so... but no, I can't really complain overall. It's actually been pretty satisfying. It's been all good, to be fair, actually. Isaac Ford's made it into the chat. How's it going? Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope Sharen will be a better mobber after the rework. Yeah, to be fair, I think that's the main thing that's kind of like holding her back. I mean, area suppression's decent for mobbing, but let's be honest, compared to, like... Because it doesn't have any way to be able to, like, spread it around or anything like that. Oh, I have the crown, do I? Oh, sorry. I didn't even realise. Yeah, area suppression does a decent job, but it just cannot compete with, like, Blood and Iron, can't compete with Serena. It was never going to compete with Serena, but, you know, they can't compete with Serena. Can't compete with Freyna, can't compete with Inez. It's just like, what's the point? The only good thing I can say about it is that it's better as a mobber than it is than Isomo, and so she's not the worst. But I do hope that they give us something decent, because Sharon's kit's quite unique. I do like Sharon's kit. I've just realised how low my health was then. Good times. It's interesting because she does have the strength behind her to... But look at that, we're spamming away. I'm now out of MP. There we go. She needs to either throw out more daggers, or the daggers need to be doing a little bit more damage. Because it should not be taking that long. It's, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what they come up with. I think she also needs a dedicated trigger mod. I think that potentially could solve her issues. Because we've seen it with, like, Freyna, we've seen it with... I mean, Glay kind of uses hers, I suppose, depending on the build. You know, Domino Drive for SMO is actually pretty strong. So just being able to either get our own trigger mod, or... Oh god, this should not be taking that long to... There we go. Or even just to be able to use Two-Face. Two-Face actually could be a fun little one to be able to mess about with. I honestly wish more people got to use it. I guess we'll see. I suppose she actually does have Storm Bullet or whatever it is. Ow. I'm invisible. What are you doing? Yeah, that was always going to happen. I want Ambush to be her, like, really good, like, single target, maybe? But with something that helps with mobbing. And then area suppression to stay like this. There we go. But I guess we'll see. You know, I've got a few ideas as to what I'm hoping for, but if the last few reworks for the female descendants have been anything to go off, you know, we're going to see something that's absolutely batshit insane, and Sharon's going to be the new meta, and that's exactly what's going to happen. She's going to do 10 times the amount of damage with her area suppression. We'll see. Imagine area suppression having chain reaction, spawning more blades when you defeat an enemy. Absolutely. I mean, you know, something even to that extent would be kind of cool. They either need to keep the damage the same, but chuck out more blades, making it much more consistent. And if they're worried about the cooldown, then they can just like cut the cooldown refund in half or something like that. But it needs something. Or it needs tracking. If they give it tracking, so every single one of these daggers can be thrown, and because the default 4 does that, so I think if they gave it that, then that could also fix it. There's a few different routes that they could go. But if we've learnt anything, it's never going to be just a damage number change if it's a rework. It's only like a descendant adjustment. To be fair, did I just see 3 mil damage tick on infected weapon then? If so, that's real interesting. Oh dear, I'm out of MP. 8 MP. There we go. There we go. I mean, it's fine. It's not the slowest thing in the world. I seem to be full of my ancestor mods, so now everything's gone. Also, the long-range sonic boom needs more oomph. I think there's just, like, clunkiness, maybe, behind most things. And, do you know what? It's not going to be good. It's not going to be good at all. No, I can't do that. Let me just restart. It's weird because her 1 feels ridiculously satisfying to be able to proc off. Which you'd think that the modifier would be strong enough, but it just doesn't have enough oomph behind it, including with the extra damage modifier that she gets when she goes invisible and then casts a skill. So, Infected Weapon is currently what I use. Infected Weapon's absolutely fine. You know, in terms of like the extra damage that you get at the end of it, you're essentially doing an extra half of your cut-off beam damage every 1 second. And then when it comes to your daggers as well, you're doing, what, almost 3 times the amount of damage as your daggers are doing? So you're adding, like, essentially, like, another 3 daggers with the right kind of roll. And it does more damage than what Storm Bullet or whatever it is would be able to do. Now, if they gave it so that her skill 1 was an extra, I don't know, is it exclusive weapon that it's got to be? What's it called? Unique weapon. I don't know why, but if they ever made this into a unique weapon, and then you add that on top of it, yeah, that could be one way of being able to do it. You know, that gives it a little bit of extra oomph. I think it's just that. I feel like they've just gone a little bit on the cautious side when it comes to Sharen. But we've all learnt in the past that Sharen can be fantastic. She used to be the absolute meta at being able to one-shot bosses before Serena came around. And Sharen was the reason that they had to take away kind of like loadout swaps or weapon swaps. Actually, I think loadout also was included, if I remember right, actually, come to think of it. Because I think people were... Oh, I'm trying to remember what it was. It was ridiculously early days. It's been almost 2 years since they did it now. But it was something along the lines of using Afterglow Sword. And you paired that with a low... Like, you'd work your way down to, like, low HP. You would stack yourself up, I think it was. Maybe you buffed. And then you'd swap build mid-fight. And then somehow that equated to more damage on your one shot. I can't remember exactly what the interaction was with that. But it was something daft. It was crazy. I think it was a Korean player that found that out, and then it spoilt it for the rest of us. Am I the only one hyped for the new Keelan red mods? Keelan needs to be a better mod too. Absolutely. In fact, you know, Keelan's one of those where he has the fun factor. He used to have the damage, and now he just doesn't. And it's really, really odd to see how this game has kind of progressed. Because when Keelan first dropped, if you were able to build around the cooldown aspect of it, his modifiers and all that were completely insane. To be able to deal, like, what is it, like 2,000 skill power on a dash that you can have refunded back to yourself. Yeah, at the time he was kind of nutty for that. And then somehow we've been managed to power creep even that. It's crazy to think that before Hayley's rework as well, she used to be batshit insane. There were videos of people trying to clear hard mode Pyromancer or Pyromaniac. What were they doing it in, like 3 seconds? I think it was like 2 shots you could do it. And people thought, this is insane. They've never seen anything like this before. Good enough. But yeah, I'm definitely interested in seeing what he's actually going to get. I mean, one looks like it's going to be more melee focused, so because that's obviously what we're doing nowadays. We're making everyone into a melee descendant. So, you know, he has to have a default sword mod nowadays. No, but to be fair, I actually have no idea if that's genuinely going to be the case, but it does look like it's going to be. Come on. There we go. A little bit faster. Nope. To be fair, I need to keep going because I need to put some more catalysts in it. There's not enough, I don't think. Yeah, there's not even a better build that I can run with it, let's be honest. Sharen forward benefits more from fusion modifier rather than fusion bonus ratio, right? Or am I just tripping? It depends on the role, because your electrocution will absolutely, because 52.7% is insanely, ridiculously low. I've got way too many Sharen mods. I need to get rid of some of these. I'm trying to find what kind of role No. I need a fusion ratio. Not a fusion ratio, a fusion modifier. Where are you? No. Are you telling me I don't have a single one? I don't have a single one. Well, it's going to be similar to Dimension, isn't it? So it's going to go up to 72.5 on a 3-piece. I don't think I have one available in a 2. Sorry, just having a quick look. I suppose actually I could just go to Ancestor Workshop. We can have a talk about it quickly. But my understanding is that so the maps gets a little bit awkward because you kind of have to keep in mind what you already have, and then the percentage of what that is going to add on to it. So for example, if we go here, if we go readjust, if we click on, I need Sharen 1, Machine Assassin, can't remember, yeah, Assassin. So if we go 2 - 1, Fusion Skill Modifier, it can go up to 119.6% onto your modifier, and then in a 3 - 1, it can go up to an 84. So let's for argument's sake, because that was close, well, let's call it 85%. So 85% is a massive increase on electrocution. That's over 100% because we've only got 52.7% when it comes to the damage over time. But when it comes to the skill effect, because we deal 373.6, if we go into calculator and we do 85 divided by 373.6, and then, well, times that by 100, it will just give me the percentage. So that would be a 22.75% damage increase if you got a max roll on a 3 positive, 1 negative when it comes to fusion modifier, which is pretty respectful, to be fair. 22.75% damage increase on the modifier is actually pretty good in this game. Most of the time modifiers are pretty much neither here or there, except on like Freyner, maybe even Valby, but essentially any that have kind of like low modifiers. So 22.75 is pretty good, but the fact that when you get like a 3-piece into, let's find a 3 - 1, definitely got one kicking around somewhere. Are you honestly telling me I don't have one? Okay. Well, Dimension would work here. So in the case of Dimension would be replaced with Fusion, skill power boost ratio, that can go up to 0.582. So that's 58.2% more skill power purely for Fusion. So that would be pretty much equal on that kind of front. So it's... You got to remember that there isn't as many kind of ways to be able to put skill power into a build. There's quite a few ways to put modifier in, but most of the time, because modifiers are like into the thousands, you're just not really going to see much. So for example, in the same case of 85% modifier into a skill 1, we would be looking at 85 divided by 1681. Helps if I press enter. There we go, and then we times that by 100. So the perfect, it would have to be a red anyway for it to be perfect, honestly. But if you got a red roll into Fusion Power Modifier, and you looked at it against her skill 1, you would only see a 5% damage increase, because that's how Modifier kind of goes into it. So it's a little bit misleading in terms of with the numbers and all that kind of thing, but it's just like how it all kind of goes into the damage counts. But by and large, when it comes to what rolls you want on your Ancestor mod, obviously it does depend, depending on like the type of build that you're going for in terms of like types and all that. But going for boost ratios is normally 90% of the time going to be doing so much more for you, and it's only in niche cases that it's going to be the other way around. So I would recommend that you go for boost ratios over modifiers against most Descendants. It's just the way that the modifiers are kind of gone. it's just kind of nutty. But like I said, when it's this low, when it's like 300% and below, the modifier actually does quite a decent chunk for you. So you can still do that. Now, obviously, you know, that modifier is going to go against every single one of those daggers that you're going to be chucking out. So obviously you do get, like, the bonus times 20. But it still works out to be the exact same kind of, like, difference in terms of per dagger and all that kind of thing. So it is still going to work out at 22%. But it's still a sizable chunk, so you could get away with, in the case of using a skill 4, potentially the best way to be able to run that would be fusion modifier, fusion skill boost ratio, and then electric boost ratio, and then that will give you all the skill power and everything into the skill, and then that will then get chucked into all your crit mods. And you've got to remember that's all at base before it then goes into crit mods. So anything that you can do early doors is probably going to outweigh anything that you do late doors when it comes to the calculations as well. So that's why you're starting to see things kind of like shift around in terms of priorities. Most of the time now, power boost ratios are going to be doing a little bit more for you than like skill critical hit rolls. And that's because people are starting to realise that, yeah, there's only so many ways that you can put skill power into a build. Whereas when it comes to like crits, we've got arcade tuning, obviously you've got decent crit rolls on your ancestor mods and all that kind of thing. But when you actually kind of factor them back and compare them against like what is a crit roll doing for me against what is a skill power roll doing for me, most of the time a skill power boost ratio actually does kind of tend to outweigh that of what a crit will be doing, but crit is still going to be quite a valuable roll as well. So yeah, it's one of those. But if you're ever confused about that kind of thing, feel free to be able to message me. I will do my absolute best to be able to look at some maths, try and figure it out with you and all that kind of thing, and we can try and figure out what is the best kind of roll. Also, if anyone would like an ancestor mod when it comes to Sharen, please let me know. I seem to be hoarding up 9, 13, 21 mods for some reason. I have no idea why I've got 21 mods, but some of these are pretty decent, you know. But if you're after something, let me know, and we can see what we can kind of like give for you. So, they might not be necessarily like the best rolls in there or anything like that, but I do have some decent rolls chucked in here, and we can just kind of come to some kind of agreement as to how much and all that kind of thing. But yeah, that's there's way too many. I think I might actually have to dismantle a few now, in terms of like, so that's not a terrible roll. Probably get rid of that one. Get rid of that one. Yeah, we'll get rid of that one. Keeping that one. Get rid of you. Someone might want that for blood and iron. Get rid of you. We'll just get rid of a few of them. Just because I like seeing what kind of mod rolls we get. Fanossi's here. Good evening, Songs Rays. How's it going? Yeah, it's all good over here. Thank you so much there, Fanossi. Thank you so much for stopping by. Yeah, honestly, cannot really complain. Oh, of course I get another blue Sharen mod. Jesus Christ. It's almost like they're trying to force the rework down on my throat. Yeah, no, everything's all good here. I'm quite happy for a Friday and everything like that. It's all going well. How's everything doing over your way? Ooh, not a terrible roll. Max MP, max shield. I might be better. No. No. We'll just do a couple. No, we'll just leave it at that. I actually might dismantle that, to be fair. I'm probably not ever going to use that. Oh god, I'm up to 22 bloody assassin mods now. Jesus Christ. What else we got here? Yeah, the skill power per blades, yeah, absolutely. Power increase is really helping her out, to be fair. In all honesty, that is going to be my next port of call, because I don't think I need this skill cooldown right here. So, once I can slot in one more catalyst, at the very least, into her, I'm going to be swapping out focus on electric, swapping it for power increase, because this is also doing that for me. That's going to bounce off the Slayer set as well. We should do a little bit more damage that way as well. So I'm going to be testing that side out. But yeah, I must admit it's been a little while since I've done some work with Sharen anyway. Got 3 -1 mods. There's red crit damage, gold fusion ratio, and purple electric and negative defense. Oh Jesus, that is a fantastic mod that you've got right there. Yeah, I feel like that kind of smashes most of the stuff that I've got. Fair enough. That is fantastic. To be fair, yeah, I'd absolutely keep hold of that one. If not, someone's going to be after that for several thousands worth of caliber. Just came back from the gym, and since it's Friday, is inhabited to say the least. Are you more excited for Keelan's new red mods or Sharen rework? To be honest with you, I think Sharen rework for me, because Keelan's red mods are going to be cool and all. And absolutely, I will be doing my absolute best to be able to test those out and see what, what we're going to be getting from them, how useful they are. Is there any specific contents that they're going to be making their way into? All that kind of thing. Because most of the time when it comes to Keelan, I'm pretty sure I've still got a loadout save somewhere. There you go. You run it without a red mod now. God, I was going to say I definitely have more. More mods than that. Now, you can use it with Mobile Strike, but because of the delay between the dashes when it comes to Adventurous Spirit, and I think you still get the damage penalty, if I remember right. Yeah, the pierce damage and all that kind of goes down. So I don't personally like Mobile Strike because of that, especially since you can get your cooldown down to 5.5 seconds. You don't need to worry about that, so it's quite nice and easy. Yeah, it's one of those that I feel like he needs a good red mod. Now, Focus on Prey is pretty decent for bossing, especially if you do go for a crit Keelan setup, which involves using Lunas and, stacking up as fast as possible. Really good against electric ones, so we'll probably see that when Stormhanger probably comes back, which I believe is after an Ice Maiden, if I remember right. But outside of that, he just kind of feels a little bit lackluster, so hopefully the red mods do something that just mixes it all up. One of them looks like an Engie Blade. Whether that's going to be reflective on his dash and he's going to have a bit more of a wider range or something like that, don't know. Maybe he's going to become melee focused Descendant, possible. I mean, between himself and his dashes and what Shadow can do, kind of does the same thing, so, it would be a nice little pairing to be able to see from right there. But yeah, it's one of those that, I hope it's something that's good, but it's got to be Sharen. The fact that we get reworks, some of the reworks recently have been kind of nutty. We've seen what happened to Ajax with his rework, which was just downright disgusting. We've seen what Glaze rework is, and the fact that she had to get nerfed before the patch went live, and then also got nerfed after the patch went live. So it only makes sense that Sharen's going to be following suit. So I've really got high hopes for her, but I suppose we'll kind of see. But I do have a bit of a soft spot for Sharen. Some of the main kind of builds that I was really enjoying was like ambushed inside of Void Vessel. We can get going now. Oh, is it Wally? Oh, Wally's. We've almost missed Wall Crusher. Let's quickly get that in. So yeah, so I do have a bit of a soft spot. Ever since Ultimate Sharen came out, absolutely loved her main kind of playstyle, but now that we've started seeing more and more mobs kind of exist, it's harder to recommend her, and things have become way more tanky, and that's why she needs the rework to come so soon. But fingers crossed it's good. We can only hope. We made it. If Sharen gets something like Haley in terms of effort and love, yeah, absolutely. Haley was a good one as well. Yeah, with the brand new red mods. I mean, both of them are pretty damn decent. Going for Cold Heart and also go for Camouflage Sniper. Fantastic mods. Really, really good. Well thought out ones as well, I think. You could argue like power level and stuff like that. But overall, really damn good. Did we get anything good from the Wall Crusher? 1 bill. Yeah, it's fine. Damage on that's pretty tasty. I mean, the range could have been so much better, but damage on that's pretty good. Here's what it is. Did you already test the Haley mod songs? No, I have not. Oh, Parzival, you had to just rub that one in, didn't you? I've been saying that. I can't really complain. What are my keys up to now? I'm up to 2,600 keys, and I just haven't done anything with them. I probably actually should spend a little bit of time sorting those. No, I haven't tested out the Haley mods, not just yet. I've been too focused on sorting the Frainer video, which obviously came out earlier this week, and then after swapping from that, I've been sorting out SMO, who, funnily enough, I've been thinking about what's going to kind of like change with his kit to be able to actually pull off any kind of mobbing, I suppose. My Discord's seen the mods that I've been actually going for to be able to test out a crit version of him. I got this one for 100 cal. There was another one that I have been toying with. I've kept it to one side just in case, as I said I would speak with the guy for that one. I'll be honest, I wasn't prepared to pay 9k for it. Mainly because if he was a reliable crit damage character himself, I would have been all over it. Because going for that fire and then going for skill damage, crit hit damage that high, I don't want to jinx it. I'm hoping that his ultimate comes with some kind of way to be able to boost up his crit rate. Because I really would love to see him kind of go crit damage route, but I also kind of fear that if they did that, they would have to do something to nerf his modifiers in a way. Because he already does insane kind of burst damage. So if you then start adding in crit multipliers on top of that, you know, it's one of those. It's weirdly the closest I've come to dropping that much on a mod. But then after scrolling down and then seeing this one for only 100 cal just to be able to do my testing, I was like, well, if it works, then it works. So if it doesn't, then there's no point in me dropping 9k on a mod. So I think this is just high enough for me to be able to do some testing, but I'm going to probably need someone's help with Luna to be able to actually give this a shout. Because I actually do want to see what damage he's going to be doing. Right, okay. You will have to bear with me. I have just been given a message about Kiddo needing a feed. So if you're able to bear with me, I'm just going to go sort some food out for him, and then I will come straight back. So I'm just going to put the... In fact, actually, I'm just going to drop from the party. I'm going to go back to Albion. I'm going to sit down. I'm going to go prepare some food. and then I will be right back if that's okay with everyone. So just bear with me a little bit. Would you like me to leave the game running in the background, or would you like me to put a coming back soon screen on? Because the back soon screen is kind of a bit plain, in all honesty. I'll tell you what, I'll leave you like this. You can actually watch some people over in Albion. I will be back shortly. See you in a sec. Hey folks, sorry about that. It's when the kiddo decides he's hungry, he decides to let everyone in the neighbourhood know. I might have to make a separate screen to let people know. I'm gonna disappear if that happens. So, yes, there we go. And pin in chat, be right back. Absolutely, Johnny. Yeah. So, well, this is the first time this cropped up, so I'll learn from this. So in fact, I'm gonna, just in case this becomes a regular occurrence, we will make a BRB screen for kiddo feed. There we go. Just in case. I'll probably sort that out this evening. To be fair, that should be nice and easy. Might just put like a wall of text up. In fact, actually, can I? It doesn't matter. I'll sort it out another time. Don't need it again, so it's all good. Z's here. What's up, guys? I appreciate you stopping by, Z. How's everything going with your way? Everything's okay over here. Just got back from helping get a feed sorted for kiddo. But yeah, it's Friday. Can't really complain. Everything's okay for the time being. Bids is here as well. How's it going, my man? And all the peeps watching. I appreciate you stopping by, Bids. How's everything over your site? How's your week been? I can reward myself with a dry ass biscuit of knockoff Velveeta. Oh. I don't know if I'm the only one. I shouldn't be talking with my mouth full, but am I the only one that wishes they made more cool skins like this one? Ugh. Like, this might possibly be the best SMO, however you pronounce him, has ever looked. I probably also would go with the Operations HQ uniform. That's pretty cool. Cowboy's missing something. That kind of suits him as well. enjoy meal. Are you telling me to enjoy my my dry ass biscuits, or are you telling me telling kiddo to enjoy his meal? There we go. That's the skin everyone comes to this stream to see. That kind of worked. I was always a fan of this, to be fair. But no, armor absolutely suits it. Oh god, I need more water. I enjoy you eating. No. I punish myself. It's not the. When biscuits are so blooming dry, it takes too bloody long to eat them, I swear. Let's do this, get our free ancestor mod as well. So has anyone got any anything fun for the weekend planned? Let's I mean, obviously everyone's going to be grinding Axiom planes to be able to get their blue goop, but outside of doing all that kind of thing, oh, join someone already in progress. Oh, hello. Well, we're just gonna detonate you in one go, aren't we? I've only just joined and I've already done 59 mil. Give a wave. Been saying all good this side. What are you up to today? Well, what are we up to today? I'm open to start or spark a conversation about the Sharen rework, which we're going to be seeing on, well, hopefully Thursday this week. Because yeah, I mean, Sharon's got a bit of a soft spot in my heart for how we play and all that kind of thing. So it's yeah, there's a lot of kind of. I really do want Sharen to become really, really useful, especially more to be able to actually use this skin, because fantastic looking skin. It's either that skin or this skin. Both are absolutely fantastic. But Nexon doesn't want to create more skins like this. They want to be able to show more off. Because everyone knows that the cowgirls have to have whale tails. It doesn't sell otherwise. Funny. I have a lovely schedule of work the whole weekend. Both my work rotas lined up and said no weekend for me. I mean, is that a... Hold on, before I comment on that, is that a good thing because you've got the weekend off, or is that a bad thing because... or is that a bad thing because, obviously, like, less pay or something like that? Is there some kind of thing that I need to be able to figure that out? Felicity's over on Twitch as well. Thank you so much for stopping by. Your mic sounds louder and clearer on YouTube, by the way. That's interesting, because I don't think I have different settings for this, but that might be something I have to check out. Or at least not to my knowledge, anyway. Oh well, this is all learning experience. Level 39? There we go. Everyone knows the best way to take down some airship is to throw some daggers at it. Everyone knows that. Yeah, it sounds a little better on YouTube. Honestly, this is going to sound a little crazy, but I have a feeling that I kind of had an idea that was the case. No, but I appreciate you watching on both, to be fair. We are trying to make a little bit of a push over on the Twitch side, just to be able to actually get to the affiliate status. We are 2 streams away from being able to actually apply for that. So, not too much left to go on that. Which is, so we're almost there. So I appreciate you dropping a follow over there and also keeping that stream open. Hopefully we'll have that with the Monday stream. And then we can have a bit of an affiliate celebratory stream or whatever it is. There we go. She does still have power behind her, but it just feels... Outside of air expression, I swear, if I swap this over to ambush and try it, nope. Just not gonna have the same power. It would be so much funnier if Icebreaker could be used here. Wait a minute. Can we use that? I think we can. How long does this last for again? 60 seconds. There's a chance that we might be able to use that. Bear with me. Do I have the gun with me? Where are you? Oh, it's so low. Wait, did I just get hit? Oh, for God's sake. I don't want to join in this. Do you know what? Let's have a look. Oh, God. Can we use this? What's plane using? Probably Storm Bullet, I would imagine. Yeah. Of course he has a max roll one. What's Clairvoyance's attribute? Oh, come on, where are you? I know you're around here somewhere. There you are. You're only 6.67. God damn it. Oh, hang on. Ooh, hold on. Oh, I max stacks of Void Gaze. Oh, that's not gonna... Okay, so to give you a thought process of what I'm currently thinking, because I mean, Tactical Strike is so funny to be able to apply with a third. That's so daft. So what I was thinking of, is there a way that we can use Icebreaker? Now, Icebreaker is really, really good at being able to stack up some extra skill power against stubborn targets, Colossus Elites, Commanders and Tyrants and all that kind of thing. Is there a way that we can apply Frostbite to then hit with our skill 1, and then by hitting with our skill 1 we then start stacking this up, and then come the end of the run and all that kind of thing, we could potentially one-shot so many things. And I was just thinking, is there a way that we can actually get away with that? Now, the only way that we can apply Frostbite is going to be with 2 beam weapons, which in this case will either be Kingsguard Lance. Kingsguard Lance is already built into Chill, so it has a 6% chance with this current build to be able to apply Frostbite. But we've gone into fire rate, so that can like massively increase how fast that fires, and then every single one of those beams has a 6% chance of being able to apply it. So it's more often, but that's about it. And then the other one was Clairvoyance, because its unique effect is that when you hit with a stage 3 beam, you'll then be applying Void Gaze, max stacks of Void Gaze, which you need 5 stacks. Sorry, excuse me. It's considered the same as Frostbite in some mechanics. Now, I'm wondering if we go to the test range. If that applies it, I'd have to build into fire rate. I'd have to build into beam charge. Because we essentially want to apply those 5 stacks as quickly as possible. And then hit. This probably is a bit kind of convoluted for what I'm trying to get it to do. I'm trying to think what kind of situation we would need it to be able to apply, though. Like, is there anything that's currently in-game that actually requires you to be able to do this much, basically? Like, why would I need to be able to, like, work on stacking this up? So let's swap to Clairvoyance, and we'll also put in Kingsguard Lands. In terms of how I build my Clairvoyance, it was primarily built for critical hit rate because I want to be able to reliably, in the case of Viessa especially, also to an extent Haley, I want to be able to activate Hyper Focus. So ideally we want as much crit hit rate as well. It's not like fantastic or anything like that in that kind of sense. But we want this as high as possible because the more that we can actually do this, then the more likely we're going to be able to proc Hyper Focus, and then the more likely we proc Hyper Focus, the more crit damage that we're going to be dealing, etc, etc, etc. Now the question is, if I swap this to Icebreaker, can we apply? It does proc. Oh, it procs multiple times. Oh, hold on. So you do this, you build it up a fair bit. Is Icebreaker the thing that's doing that? Yeah, nearby enemies. No, hold on a second. Have we just solved a mobbing? So you do this as much as possible. You need a stubborn target when you... you kind of need the original one to be able to be there to... Yeah. So the target needs to survive for it to be able to do that. Okay. So if we go this to there instead... I need something stronger. Sure, let's go with a Wall Crusher. Why not? It does extra damage. I don't know if it's worthwhile though. Why is this random, like, hitting? What the... That's really odd. Okay. Okay, maybe Wall Crusher isn't the best one to use it on. It weirdly feels like there's something here. It requires you to keep spamming your skill, which is interesting. It weirdly feels like there's something here, but I just don't know if I'm... If I swap it to that, take off invincibility. And then we go... Do this, proc it up to 5 times. That seemed easy. That seemed too easy. What am I missing? Yeah, that's probably why. Yeah, okay, maybe there isn't anything to this then. Damn, that's a real shame. I honestly thought I was onto something then. Oh well, that's... It is what it is. I'm actually a little bit disappointed in that. I honestly thought I was onto something. Oh well. Yeah. Oh well. Maybe I won't make a video about that anytime soon. In terms of how clairvoyance is currently built, that's it. That's all I've got into it as it currently stands. I can't say I've built too much into it, and the reason why is because I was just purely using it as a debuff and a stat stick, so I didn't really need to kind of like build too much into it. That being said, though, I'm not against putting some extra levels into it. Yeah. Oh, that's really kind of frustrating. Ah, well. We'll see what her rework comes in. Hopefully she actually gets something to be able to use that with as well, because that would be kind of fun to be able to use Icebreaker, even though she's electric based and it requires chill to be able to actually maximise off of. But yeah, oh well, next time. Right, let's talk. So I've got my Holy mods in. That's probably a bit better. Just cut my range. Yeah, we'll keep that one in. I can go in there, that's fine. Sweet. Happy with that, right. Okay, I guess we're onto back onto things to just be able to mess about with. So let's talk How should we... Go with SMO, but we don't need to be in the lab anymore for this. Just grab myself some more water. We'll talk SMO for a bit. It's because this will actually cover a few things that I'm going to be sorting in the video. So I'll put it out there to people first. What do people think of SMO currently? Do you think he's strong? Do you think he's weak? I feel like he's in a bit of a kind of like grey area, so I'm open to hearing suggestions. So what do people currently think of his kit? Better question, yes, actually. I mean, obviously, feel free to be able to answer that one as well. But if you could choose, actually, which one of his red mods is your favourite? No, you got your choice. Between the 4, yeah, between the 4. So. Wish I could comment. I mean, you can do bits. You might not necessarily be right, but you can comment on it. If I've learnt anything from the internet, it's the fact that you don't necessarily have to know what you're talking about to be able to actually make a comment. Boom. Esmo's strong enough. The animation to detonate are kind of sluggish. That's a completely fair kind of comment, I think. It's crazy to think that he's been this powerful for a while now, and no one knows because no one plays as him, and all because his animations just feel a little bit sluggish. Yeah. Worst thing for me is after using his 4 all his abilities become frozen for a few seconds. Yeah, absolutely. There definitely needs to be some kind of like improvement to the fluidness, let's say, of using his abilities. I do agree with that. Because if we can get that for other descendants, then why can't we get it for SMO? I think that would solve quite a lot of his problems, to be fair. Ow. It's because he's just weirdly doing like this little like celebration thing of his, and I think we've got to be careful though about like removing some kind of identity though if you take that kind of thing away, because he feels like he's showboating, and that is kind of like his personality. I kind of wish his nuke was a little bit bigger, to be fair. Like, his fourth was just like a little bit of a bigger range. I don't know why. It's just... It feels like I should just walk into a room and just, like, detonate everything. There we go. He's so good that without ancestor mod he deletes anything. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's weird how actually how his power level kind of is being perceived. Like he's had this for a long time, and yeah, just no one cares. It's crazy. And he's got arguably one of the stronger ancestor mods as well, for the fact that, you know, not ancestor mods, trigger mods. That's what I'm looking for. Oh, I don't need to do this. Yeah, we'll just detonate that. Good luck. Bid, so okay, so what is actually happening? Are you setting mines? Essentially, yeah. So the ooh, nice little jackpot. Yeah, that's weirdly like the better way to be able to explain it. So when it comes to SMO's kit, if you've not seen it before, most of this is default. His passive changed because of the red mod that I've currently got equipped. It is literally so blooming basic that it's insane that this is even a red mod to begin with, but essentially it just changes from his shield being depleted and he drops a grenade at his feet to when you roll, you just leave behind a mine, and this mine does quite a bit of damage. But the best part about it is the fact that it stacks up with all of your other abilities. So you 1 and 3, you put down explosives. Ones are ones that you can like manually target, whereas your 3 is one you just chuck at your feet and then it just detects an enemy and just attaches to them. And then your 2 is you detonate all of them all at one go. The reason why your 2 is so special in that kind of aspect is because it boosts up every single one of those mines' damage, depending on how many mines you've got attached at the time of setting yourself up. So in this case, when you activate detonate, when you've got a max of 5 or more mines, let's say, every single one of those is going to get the bonus of 90%. Now, it's not as simply as just 90%, it actually goes and stacks up 90% each time. So it goes 90, 180, 270, 360, 450. 450% is basically like that. And that's why SMOs are supposed to be able to do insane amounts of damage. Is because they have, in the case of Guided Landmine especially, because it's 5k modifier, the idea is that you use your skill 1. This is how you get the most damage out of it, but you use your skill 1 to be able to lay down 5 mines, which you have 5 mines just in general, and then you finish off with the last 2 being those mines. But you can chuck in like a roll mine as well. And then once you're up to like 7, 8, 9, 10 or 11 is ideal because of the amount of damage that it can do. Because every single bomb that you place after 5 is going to be getting the bonus of the 450%. So the more that you kind of like place on a target before you then use blast, the more damage you're essentially going to do. Every single one of these mines does have like an internal timer in terms of like how long they stay active. I don't believe it's mentioned anywhere on the card. I can't quite recall what it actually is. But after a certain amount of time, they do actually start disappearing. If I remember right, because your blast does start ticking down. But yeah, essentially that's what we're doing. We're setting ourselves up for one big massive explosion, and because we can use our skill 1 to be able to be almost like a mine layer, we can leave mines wherever we want on the floor, and anything that's caught within that radius, because we can increase our explosion damage range, essentially just gets wiped, and that's what we're doing with our damage. So yeah, he absolutely does have the damage in spades. I do like Creative Explosion as well. Creative Explosion is pretty satisfying to be able to pull off, especially seeing as that does give you a cooldown boost to like all the mines. But the main issue that happens with this build is the fact that it gets rid of all of your mines to increase the amount of damage that it does, but it doesn't do enough to be able to justify what Blast does. So it's a bit of a shame in that kind of aspect. That said, it is a chained ability, so you can get away with like Two-Face if you really, really want to. And that can... sorry, excuse me. And that can help you with like skill power, that can help you with range. I believe it also helps you with skill cost as well, if I remember right. But Domino Drive is pretty much his go-to, because you build up so much skill power and extra range, and then you just kind of lock it in for 25 seconds, and then you just go all over again and everything like that. It is a huge amount. I will say that in terms of... Oh, I haven't got Ancestor modded. Oops. Why do I not have an Ancestor modded? That's a bit odd. Well, we should probably fix that. I could be doing so much more. Don't need you anymore, so I can take you off. What do we want? Exploding gunpowder is really, really bloody awkward to be able to use. It sounds pretty good, so the fact that you can get up to 25% fire skill power, but the 3-second duration is just so tiny, it's insane. It also is ridiculously, like, low in terms of like a bonus. For the fact that you can go for fire cohesion and get up to 18% just for mobbing. So why would I go for exploding gunpowder? It's really awkward to be able to kind of use. It requires really low cooldowns as well, but resistance shreds not too bad. Not applying burn. We're not doing crits. We could go crits, but we would require a Luna to be able to get that going. God, I actually am thinking that exploding gunpowder cache is going to be the way forward, because we are just going to be setting ourselves up, aren't we? Okay, fair enough. I don't like it, but it is what it is. Is it in here? There you are. And we've got Wall Crusher, so we can swap over. Anyway, I appreciate you all stopping by and sharing your Friday evenings with myself. Thank you all so much for taking part in the streams, whether you're just chatting or whether you're just lurking. So I do appreciate you all stopping by and helping me out with that. Let's have a little bit of fun with Emo Blair. But I do hope that your Friday's going well. I hope that you're going to be having nice weekends as well. Half tempted to run this for another half hour. Just because a little bit drained, and I can get started a little bit more on the SMO script. Try and get that cranked out. But yeah, we'll run this till like 11:30, so like another 30 minutes. And then I can try and get myself rested for the weekend. Fun things on my side. I'm going to be going to a Hickory Smokehouse tomorrow. That should be fun. Definitely nice food. God, I wish this bike wasn't so cumbersome. What have we got? No. 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 No, even good keys. Fantastic. What a great run that ended up being. How much damage did I do? 350 mil. Eh, not too bad. Considering the amount of glaze that are in there as well. See, we've also got quite a few cool games coming up as well. So in a couple of weeks' time, probably going to be messing about with Crimson Desert. Just because I absolutely have my eyes on that. All my Steam credits come through, so I might actually purchase that very, very shortly. And then a month later, I'm hoping to be speaking with Capcom to be able to do something about Pragmata, because I really like the look of that game. And if you've not played the demo, where are you? Desktop view. If you've not played this demo, I highly recommend giving it a go. It is a lot of fun to be able to actually give this a blast. Yeah, Pragmata was mega fun. Yeah, I'm so intrigued by what this story is going to be. Like, it's so clever how it all kind of comes together and all that kind of thing in terms of like the puzzles and the shooting and the platforming is so well done in terms of the demo. It's like giving Dead Space vibes in terms of like the shooting, but more puzzle, more action, and nowhere near as scary or anything like that. But I'm really interested in like the mechanic, like the relationship kind of going in between. Predicting the end is going to destroy some people. There is a very good chance of that, to be fair. This was one of the most played demos as Steam Next Fest, huh? Fair enough. Do you know what? Let's have a quick look. What did we have? Marathon? Yeah, I suppose that kind of makes sense. Burgling Gnomes. Okay. What else we got? Toxic Commando is also a really good one. If you've not tried that one yet, I highly recommend trying that one as well. I was genuinely surprised as to how much fun I was having with this one. If you like Left 4 Dead, if you like World War Z, that kind of like horde kind of shooter and everything like that, you'll absolutely love this. It's so good. And the fact that you've got customization to the weapons, so you get to take out your loadout, it just adds an extra kind of like dimension to it rather than trying to get lucky inside the level. So you've got a sense of progression, you've got skill trees, you've got different kinds of abilities. There's randomized weapons and missions and all that kind of like in terms of like generated inside the actual levels as well. The Infected are pretty damn cool as well. Hard mode, if you try playing solo, is insanely difficult. But it is such a really good game. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to try and get this one. When's it coming out? 5 days. Oh dear. I'm gonna get skint at this rate. This might be something I play in like the background in the meantime and all that kind of thing. But yeah, if you've ever like played Left 4 Dead, you'll absolutely love this. It's more like open world with like vehicles and stuff like that. Really, really good. Have I seen Crimson Desert? Absolutely. I'm going to be already in my cart. I was waiting for my Steam balance to update because I've sold my Counter-Strike skins. So yeah, absolutely going to be buying this. Because I'm off on the day after that this releases. I'm planning on doing a stream, just kind of covering it. Hopefully we'll get to do some kind of like content with it. From what I understand from like other content creators and everything like that, from what I've heard, there is going to be like the early game and everything like that is a little bit on the dull side from what I understand. It takes a little bit of getting into, but then after that it becomes like so open world, it becomes so much better and all that kind of thing. And to be fair, like the levels and that just really intrigue me. The one game clip that's captured me as well is the fact that you can slingshot yourself off of a tree into a camper and everything like that. So you can just like find something that's like pliable, bend it down, use your rope, and then it will just fling you in there. And I just think that's so clever. But yeah, absolutely, I'm intrigued. And I will admit though, I've never completed Witcher 3 because I thought that was too open world and it just kind of bored me. So, and I get that as a hot take. I fully appreciate that and all that kind of thing. It was just a personal thing. But I'm not going to fault the story or anything like that. It's just how I played it and I just didn't understand it. So I know that's a me thing. But I'm hoping that this is going to be different from that. And I'm yeah, absolutely looking forward to it. I like the idea that you're going to get rewarded for exploration to learn new abilities and everything. So this sounds right up my alley. So fingers crossed we'll absolutely enjoy this. But what is going on here? I haven't seen that you can fight on a bear. That's so funny. Okay, fair enough. So yeah, we've got eyes on a few games. Yeah, Crimson Desert, Pragmata. I do kind of want to get Resident Evil Requiem at some point. I was originally very hesitant about it because I really enjoyed the Ethan Winters kind of storyline with 7 and 8. But I have heard so many good things about this one that I might just have to kind of get it. But I probably will wait for it to come down in price. So I'm in no rush to be able to play that at the moment. Possible Marathon Dead. To be fair, actually, I haven't even checked what it's doing in the... what's it doing in the charts? It's got to be up there, right? It's lower down than I thought it was going to be. Oh dear, that's... I was expecting it up here, to be honest with you. Slay the Spire. I mean, those are crazy numbers. But fair. Deadlock's doing really, really well now. I might have to give that a go. I might have to give that a download. Overwatch has had a resurgence, even though it's mostly negative on Steam. Interesting. Fair enough. We're definitely going to have to bring a few more different games to the channel, I think. Don't get me wrong, I really do enjoy like covering TFD and sorting builds out and everything like that. You know, there's no question about that side of things, but I must admit, after 2 years, I kind of want to start covering a few different games. There just hasn't really been anything that's kind of caught my attention that I want to do content-wise. But Crimson Desert has the potential for it. Pragmata, as soon as I started playing the demo, I was like, I know exactly what I can do for this. You know, evergreen content and all that kind of thing. I did so much for Ghost Runner 2 on the previous channel with evergreen content, and Miasma Chronicles. That was a really solid game as well. Really thoroughly enjoyed that one. But I got to make some evergreen content for that, and it was just so much fun. So fingers crossed we get to do the exact same thing with like Pragmata and all that kind of thing. But yeah, exciting time. It's nice to actually have some games to be able to look forward to and be hyped for and everything. So Go back to Asimo. Actually, do you know, it's been a while. Do I try out Viessa a little bit? Tell you what I do need to do. I need to run a couple of these just in the meantime. Bungie released Marathon back in the 90s. It flopped, then it will again, honestly. Bungie's broke. Bungie's been struggling for a little while, I personally think. I'm not, like, the biggest, like, in touch with Destiny 2 and all that kind of stuff, so you're going to have to forgive me a little bit if I speak out of turn a little bit here, but from an outside perspective, what's going on in Destiny is kind of crazy. Wow. Turns out you don't need to hit cooldown cap at all. Come on. Alright. There we go. God, this does so much damage now. I was going to say, you better be. Oh. Because that's what was needed. Don't mind me, I just need almost 420% extra skill power just chucked into everything. Jesus Christ, no wonder it hits like a truck. We'll put a few more. So is there any other games that people are hyped for, like, coming out soon, or have already been released and people want to be able to try, and everything in between? Like, what are people's thoughts at the moment? Oh. Hitting for 18 mil. Jesus. I'll just see 50 mil. Yeah, it did, yeah. Don't worry guys, VS needs a rework. Yeah, it's gonna be slow because it doesn't have the cooldown. 5 bill. Seems right. Where's my cooldown? I need my cooldown. Too many bloody mods. That's fine. We'll just call it that. Really wait for Neverness to Everness. So I've never liked any gacha games, but I think this might be the one. Yeah, do you know what? I've not even heard of that one. Let me have a quick Google. Anime GTA. Okay, interesting. Well, apparently it's reached 25 mil pre-registers, which is no small feat. Oh god, no, we will, just in case that sound just came through. I just sprang out of nowhere. Free action roleplay developed by Studio. Okay. Interesting. Oh, I see what it means when it's like anime GTA. Okay. So where did he catch it? There's got to be some kind of like anime battles and all that kind of thing happening in there, I guess. I mean, looks pretty good. Even for a mobile game as well. Doesn't look too bad. Fair enough. Can't say it's my my cup of tea, but hey, I'm looking forward to it for you. When's it out? In April, did it say? So next month? Yes, in a month. Fair enough. Yeah. I wonder if I take you off. I suppose it's got to be Power Beyond, right? There isn't anything else that can really kind of put on a Power Beyond. And then that can allow me to go for Focus on Singular. And then that will solve my cooldown issues. Onimusha is also on my radar, but there's no release date. That's the other Capcom game that got really got teased. What was it, yesterday? If I remember right. God, that takes me back. Onimusha. Yes, they released a video. I haven't seen it yet. I'm only aware of it because that was also Pragmata announcing that it was postponing itself, so it was coming back forward a week in terms of release. That's the only reason I know about it. That's much better. There we go. See, focus on Singer. All that was needed. No more extra crit damage for us, though. Okay. Much faster. 141. Yeah, I think I've gone faster, but that's fine. Not too bad. Is anyone going to share 2 or 2-1 Freyna dupe crit gold? We'll pay 1k-ish. Don't think I've got anything like that, but I can have a check as to what I've got Freyna wise. Bids, well, I've sadly fallen away from Destiny 2. Just haven't had another game hit the same way, so I've kind of just stopped playing much. Just dabbling in Rainbow Six Siege at the moment. Okay. I did used to play Siege back in the old days. God, we are going back a while now. Back when, like, Blackbeard and... oh, what's his name? I can see his face. Canadian operator, the one that gets the shotgun. Buck? Is it Buck? God, we are going back a while. I don't even know if I've got it on Steam. I feel like I do. Yeah, I do. I have not played in just over 4 years. I must admit, I'm a little intrigued about Solid Snake, but I believe with how kind of like sweaty Siege kind of got, I'm alright, thanks. It's I like playing my shooters, but I don't like playing it to the point of I have to go onto like an aim trainer to compete. I'm a little bit on the more casual side of that. That's why I have my Delta Force. There we go. I do need to sort some more Purge 10 runs out, but let's have a look what we got Freyna wise. Probably got some stuff kicking around. What are you again? I assume crit hit rate wasn't what you were after there, Parzival. Are you after crit damage? Not a bad roll. I think I only went against it because of the toxic bit. Yeah, I mean, Parzival, if this is any good to you, you can have that. It's kind of surplus. You can have it if you want it. I'll leave it up on screen a little bit longer and then there we go. Yeah, I guess the main thing is we've got 5 more minutes. Is there anyone that's currently after any ancestor mods? I'm not looking to be able to make like a profit on things or anything along those kind of lines. But if there's anything that I've got that potentially could help you out, please feel free to be able to speak up. I will see what I've got. I will get the closest I can for you. Yep. And we can try and figure out if there's anything I can currently help. But now would be the perfect time to be able to catch me, to be able to help you out with that kind of thing. Not bad. What is better? 1.911 times 1.706. 326. Yep. Going power increases more damage, so we will go with power increase over focus on electric. Oh yeah, they reset this, didn't they? Normal against electric. Does that mean I can use Sharen? They're using... Yeah, they're using area suppression. That makes sense. What have you got here? Fusion... Decimator. That's an interesting choice. You don't even have an electric. Why would you use power increase? That's a bit bizarre. You've not got the electric bucket to be able to bounce off, so why would you... I mean, it's worked for them, but I'm just curious as to why they... Yeah. Well, we could try a... Oh no. No, God. I clicked the wrong button. Now we're going to be in a party. I'm so sorry, Boss Reaper. I didn't mean to do this. There we go. We'll try again. I could do with a cause, to be fair. I've done too much re-rolling and just missed every single roll that I actually need. Welcome to the party. I do know that actually might be the first time I've actually used the party feature, and it was completely by accident. What do you think? Maybe... I mean, it is a possibility. What do you think about potentially doing a stream where we just party up with random people? We just, every single run, we just party. We just click find a party, and we just join some random people and just help them out with some missions or that kind of thing. Rather than just like farming the same generic stuff and all that kind of thing, we just go find some random people and we just run through a few things. What do you think? Now, I do not know the tile set on this, so... That's fine. I think the only way that idea could get funnier is if I was somehow able to get in communication with Ornery, Sen, maybe Alyssa? I don't know. I suppose... Just basically like popular names in the space and all that kind of thing. And, like, content creators that people will essentially know. And just randomly start joining some parties. Just see if we get some, like, reactions or something like that. Curious if I could put that through to Nexon as well. I wonder if they'd be up for that. That could be like a fun little thing they could just advertise on social media, saying use the find a party feature and potentially pair up with a content creator or something like that. I don't know. I haven't fully thought that through, but well, you know, it could be an idea. They might go for it. Must admit, effective weapon's actually pretty decent, though. Do it? Yeah, I mean, I could put it out there. I can see if anyone would be down to listen. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? They just turn around and say no, right? Yeah, maybe we could put it forward. Right, I'm starting to get a little bit on the drowsy side, just due to the early start I had this morning, so I probably will call it there just for this evening. I can probably get a little bit of script done and then I can just get my head down for the day, so... yeah, I mean, I'll try and follow that up. I'll see if I can bounce it off a few people. I mean, like I said, you know, it could be... Could get some interesting reactions or something like that. Maybe they could put something out on the socials. I mean, not seen anyone suggested just yet, so why not? It's I'll check into the function a little bit more, and yeah, we'll take it from there, I suppose. Because we got Afterglow and Hammer and Anvil. Yeah, don't forget that these have changed, so you can grab yourself like a free shadow. That's still the same stuff. So yeah, but operation-wise, Void Vessel, forgot about you. Grab my 100k. Purge. That's fair enough then. yeah, I'll put some feelers out. I'll see if anyone's down for it, if anyone's interested. Yeah, leave that with me. I'll see what I can do. Thank you all so much for stopping by on the stream. Thank you all so much for taking your time out on your Friday just to be able to spend it with me. I do fully appreciate it, especially on the Twitch side of things, because we are still pushing for that affiliate, and this is absolutely going to be one of those evenings where we're going to be pushing that tick mark one more further. So we're going to be 3 out of 4. So I think our stream on Monday will be the one that will actually be our affiliate stream, potentially after we've finished. So yeah, it's going to be good to see that affiliate box, and we can start like taking subs and doing special events and all that kind of good stuff. So yeah, everything just starts unlocking after you've done affiliate. So thank you all so much for the support over on there, and even more so on the YouTube as well, because you know, obviously without you guys and girls, this wouldn't be anything. So thank you all so much. Yeah, gonna leave it there. Thank you all. Have yourselves a lovely weekend. I will catch you on Monday stream, hopefully. And until then, I guess it's all that's left to be able to say is keep yourselves safe, keep yourselves well, and I'll see you all on the next stream. See ya.